Imagine yourself standing at the forefront of a transformative experience, much like the legendary gatherings led by Nathaniel Bassey, where the air vibrates with the sound of worship and you surrender to the rhythm of divine ecstasy. Picture yourself dancing with unbridled passion, a soul set ablaze for 3 uninterrupted hours. Then, with the same fervor, do you pour out your heart in prayer? Is speaking in tongues for another 3 hours until your spirit is aligned with the heavens, exhausted yet fulfilled, and you retire to rest, while others, caught in the web of sleeplessness, marvel at your fire. This is not mere excitement. It is a revelation of how men and women rise in the kingdom of God. In this divine arena, no one is handed an advantage on a silver platter. Your breakthrough is not waiting for you in the generosity of others or the charity of circumstance. People may offer you moral support, words of encouragement, or the warmth of camaraderie, but that is where their help often ends. If you desire to claim your portion in life, you must learn to fish for it. The abundance you seek is like treasure hidden in the mouth of a fish. As the scriptures teach, without the skill to catch it, you will stand before the rulers of this world, before Caesar, before the tax collectors in shame, empty-handed. The Bible reminds us that all creation, even the birds of the air, emerge from the waters of abundance. Water symbolizes the boundless provision of God. But to tap into its riches, you must master the mystery of doing business in the deep waters of prayer. Your resume, your business proposals, your dreams, they may be on every table in the bustling city of Lagos. But do you not know that men are mere mortals? They are swayed by spiritual forces, by principalities that govern the unseen realms. While you sleep, others are awake, offering every ounce of their being as a sacrifice to secure their desires. Do not be deceived into thinking that success comes by chance or that opportunities fall into idle hands. The psalmist declares, you are God's, all of you are children of the Most High. Yet, without action, you will perish like ordinary men, squandering your divine inheritance. In the realm of the spirit, there is a sacred register, a record of those who have shaken the gates of hell with their relentless prayers. These are the ones who, when they lift their voices to heaven, cause the forces of darkness to tremble. Their track record of persistence ensures that when they pray, hell flees. For they refuse to accept defeat. As Archbishop Benson Idahosa once proclaimed, if your faith says yes, God will not say no. Your cries to the God of heaven will not go unanswered if you stand firm in faith. I recall a sacred moment when I visited a Jewish prayer room, granted the rare privilege to lie down in that holy space. As I rested there, I prayed of, Lord, whatever covenant of answered prayer you bestowed upon this place, let me tap into that grace. A grace that shifts nations in a single day. Tonight, I pray that you too will receive this divine quickening. In the spirit of prayer and supplication that transforms lives and moves mountains, hear me clearly. I challenge every man and woman here to rise as a priest in your household. Your family's destiny depends on it. Your children must know you as a person of prayer, not merely as a provider of material wealth. Do not excuse yourself with claims of busyness. In the stillness of the night, when your loved ones sleep, I'll take your place as a spiritual warrior. Lay hands on your children and declare, no evil shall come near my home. When you pay school fees of 1 million naira, only to hear reports of your child's waywardness, I do not despair. Take that child to your secret place of prayer. Speak life over them. Command the forces of darkness to release their hold. The Bible assures us, the memory of the righteous is blessed. Let no nonsense prevail in your household. One day, your son or daughter will follow you into that sacred space of prayer. They will join you, learning the power of intercession by your example. They will see a parent who does not merely pay bills, but fight spiritual battles. Raise a generation that knows the God of answered prayers. A generation that carries the fire of faith into the future. So, rise up, dance, and pray, and persist. Claim your portion from the deep waters of abundance. Let your name be written in the spiritual register as one who never takes no for an answer. This is the path to victory. Is the way to fulfill your divine calling. When you urge your child to rest, to go to bed and sleep, they may resist, declaring, no, I am not tired yet. One day, you will embark on a journey, leaving your home behind. In your absence, your child awakens early, wandering the house alone, playing in solitude. As a parent, you are not merely raising children, you are shaping their spiritual destiny, guiding them into the sacred calling of the priesthood. I speak with utmost sincerity by the authority of God. If we allow our prayer lives to falter, we risk losing an entire generation to spiritual neglect. The world is filled with distractions, endless noise, and trivial pursuits. Even when exhaustion weighs heavily upon you, choose to linger in the place of prayer to the one who answers prayers. All humanity will come seeking divine connection. I know countless individuals in Lagos. My uncle serves as a commissioner. Another relative holds a prominent position, but titles and connections pale in comparison to spiritual authority. Consider the biblical account of Ziba, a servant sent by King David to Lodabar. Ziba, a father of 15 children, I was not asked to bring one of his own offspring to the king. Instead, he was tasked with finding Mephibosheth, a man crippled and forgotten, from the house of Saul. Every helper in your life has their own burdens, their own family in need. Yet, for a destiny helper to leave their own kin and come to your aid, a divine prophecy must be activated in the spiritual realm. Let me speak prophetically to someone reading this. I stand by the God of heaven and declare, by the spirit of prophecy, that before this year draws to a close, the helpers destined to lift you up will appear, yes, and they will manifest. Now please, I'll be seated and hear this truth. There are pastors who neglect prayer, distracted by the fleeting pleasures of this world. Watching television is not inherently wrong. Enjoying a football match, browsing the internet, or watching a movie can be harmless. But when these activities consume the time meant for prayer, they become dangerous. You cannot afford to merely jot down a few notes or offer a fleeting judgment after hours of distraction. No, you are engaged in a spiritual battle against unseen forces. When members of your congregation arrive, do not merely observe their outward appearance or attire. There are spiritual forces clinging to people's destinies, in forces that can only be broken by the mercy of God and the fire of fervent prayer. True spiritual power cannot be faked. Imagine someone arriving late to your service. Just as you are sharing the closing grace, they exclaim, "My God, I came late, but the fire burning in this place is so intense that even my tardiness could not diminish its power." That is the kind of spiritual atmosphere you must cultivate. One where your presence becomes a flame of divine fire. When you visit someone's home or a small shop and request a simple bottle of mineral water, your very touch carries deliverance. The moment you leave, the shop owner notices an influx of customers. What happened? Your act of drinking from that bottle released a spiritual breakthrough. Because you have become a living vessel of God's power, you are not confined to grand stages or sacred spaces like the house of Obed-Edom. Wherever you go, God's presence goes with you. This is why someone may invite you to their office, asking you to simply sit and be present. They may not reveal their true intentions, but they have studied your life and seen that God is with you. As the rabbi said to Jesus, "We know you are a man sent from God, for no one can do these things unless God is with them." Let me be clear. If you do not carry the fire of God, it is unjust for others to need you. Why should they seek you out if your spiritual life is lukewarm? Prayer is your lifeline. If your prayer life has weakened, let this moment be a turning point. Trust in the Lord that through His grace, you will be clothed with a renewed passion for prayer. Instead of spending half your time begging people for opportunities, people who are as unresponsive as the unrighteous judge in the parable turn to God. They may take your resume or your contract letter, but only God can open the doors that no one can shut. Let your prayer life become a blazing fire, igniting your destiny and drawing divine helpers to your side. When you close the door to doubt and distraction, some may merely smile, dismiss your faith, and cast it aside as if it were meaningless. Yet, there you stand, a heart ablaze with gratitude, offering thanks to the Almighty. In the quiet of your office, your prayers rise like incense, compelling divine intervention to bring your city out of darkness with unwavering faith. And you trust that God moves swiftly. The one who strays will return, drawn back by the spirit of prophecy, stirring in their heart. Picture her spouse, touched by divine revelation, saying, "Darling, remember your promise. Let us honor it." Let us conclude this matter of prayer with a profound truth. Nothing happens by chance. Declare it with me. Nothing occurs without purpose. Wealth does not simply appear. Relationships do not magically form. In ministries do not grow overnight. Territories do not heed your voice merely because you speak. Every significant moment is anchored in divine intention. Consider Nathaniel, a man who lifts the shofar. What you hear is not merely an instrument, it is an altar, a sacred conduit releasing the covenant he holds with God. When that shofar sounds, it is not just music. It invokes the grace that activates God's promises. Are these words stirring your spirit tonight? Listen closely. For we are addressing eternal truths. Commit to applying these principles, and transformation will follow. Reflect on King Solomon as he dedicated the temple in Jerusalem. Standing before the priests who held instruments of worship, Solomon entered a sacred covenant with God. He prayed, "Arise, O Lord, and dwell in your resting place." His prayer was bold that anyone who prays toward Jerusalem, whether their words are perfect or flawed, I would be heard because of the covenant that overrides human weakness. God honors such faith. Saint-Huilateur, during the time of the Persians, Daniel faced a decree forbidding prayer for 30 days. The government sought to silence the faithful, believing their prayers disrupted the powers of the day. Daniel, though fearful, I did not rely on his own strength. He aligned himself with Solomon's covenant, opening his window toward Jerusalem and praying with conviction. The Bible declares that God's promises are secured by two unchangeable truths, ensuring that he honors those who call upon him in faith. Imagine a covenant so powerful that even if a minister prays for the sick out of pride, God will still honor it for the sake of the covenant, addressing the minister's heart later in private. This is why judging a person solely by visible results can be misleading. Sometimes what you witness is not a reflection of their personal righteousness, but the power of the covenant backing their calling. Prayer is the key. Return home and share this revelation with those you love. I have discovered the solution to our struggles. Why do couples argue endlessly? Why do disagreements persist? The answer is simple: they do not pray together. I assure you, when you pray, unity follows. Prayer aligns hearts, restores harmony, and unlocks divine solutions. Embrace this truth and watch your life transform. When you descend into the realm of human existence and you operate within the boundaries of earthly wisdom, human knowledge often stems from debate, contention, and the clash of opinions, akin to a vote or a battle. Yet, there exists a divine wisdom that descends from above, transcending mere arguments. If all you do is gather to share meals without seeking divine guidance through prayer, you will find yourself entangled in difficulties. How many neglect to pray over their endeavors, their households, or even their very lives? Some treat matters of eternal significance, such as destiny, with casual disregard, as if they were trivial. They may even jest about divine matters, saying, God might not intervene in such things, but we must awaken in the name of Jesus Christ. We must rise with urgency and purpose to thrive in God's divine order. We must master the sacred act of offering prayers like incense in the night. In God's economy, the night precedes the morning. By the time you are waking at dawn, you are already behind. Great individuals conduct their affairs with God under the cover of midnight. Consider Paul and Silas, who grasped this profound mystery while others mocked, saying, keep spouting your nonsense. Paul and Silas prayed and sang hymns at midnight. The scriptures declare the evening and the morning were the first day, not the morning and the evening. By morning, you have already missed the appointed time. Each day is like a mother with a womb, carrying the potential of 24 hours to birth something new. The gestation begins at night, when the stars are aligned in the spiritual realm. You must comprehend the mystery of spiritual legislation, the ability to shape spiritual realities and align your life with the obedience of Christ. Prayer is not a task to be abandoned when fatigue sets in. It is a pursuit of victory until peace is secured. Sometimes that peace arrives in 30 minutes. Other times, it may take 2 weeks. Trust in God's grace to sustain you through the journey. Do not dismiss the subtle promptings of the Spirit. If your child approaches you saying, "Father, I had a dream where I saw people weeping," I do not brush it aside with casual remarks like, "Oh, it's nothing. We've been through worse." Such a dismissive approach to life's warnings can lead to devastating consequences. Instead, take action. Engage in fervent prayer, as exemplified by Nathaniel Bassey, who might worship with unbridled passion for 3 hours and then deepen his intercession with tongues for another 3 afterward. Is rest. But remain vigilant. Many in places like Lagos lose sleep over worldly concerns. But I am not here to stir fleeting excitement. I am revealing how men and women rise in God's kingdom. No one is born with an inherent advantage. You must carve out your own path. Waiting for others to lift you up will yield only moral support or empty camaraderie, nothing more. To claim your portion in life, you must learn to fish for it. The coin lies in the mouth of the fish, but if you lack the skill to catch it, you will stand before life's demands in shame, just as one might stand before Caesar or the tax collectors. The Bible teaches that all things birds of the air, creatures of the earth, emerged from the sea. The waters symbolize abundance. A vast reservoir of divine provision. Yet, to access this abundance, and you must understand the mystery of conducting business in the deep waters. Plunge into the depths with faith. Wield the power of prayer and align your life with God's eternal purpose. Only then will you unlock the treasures hidden in the spiritual realm and walk in the victory that Christ has ordained for you.